So first thing first, let's load our dataset into Power BI. So our dataset is being loaded. So yeah, so this is the dataset which we are going to visualize. So let's click on load. So as you can see on the right side, so our dataset is loaded into Power BI successfully. So now let's do our very first visualization, which is going to be line chart. So let's click on line chart. Okay, and so in the x-axis, we're gonna have date, and in the y-axis, we're gonna have for closing. So it's gonna show stock price trend over the time. Or you can also use volume to show volume over the time. Okay, so let's have average. Okay, aggregation average. Okay, so now let's move on to the next visualization, which is going to be column chart. So I'm gonna use a clustered column chart. Okay, so here we're gonna have date, and let's do it by year only. And in the y-axis, we're gonna have volume. Let's do it by sum only. Okay, so here we can see trading volume over the time. So now let's move on to the third visualization, which is going to be area chart. Okay, so yeah, so here we're gonna visualize price volatility, high versus low. So in the x-axis, we're gonna have date, and in the y-axis, we're gonna have high and low both. Let's do it yearly only, and of course, it's going to be average of it. Okay, so now we are done, I guess, right? So now let's do a combo chart, which is basically the best one. So combo chart is basically combination of two types of charts. So over here, we're gonna use line and stacked column chart. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, so over here we're gonna visualize price versus trading volume. So in the x-axis again, date only by year, and in the y-axis we're gonna have volume. So it's gonna show trading volume overall. Okay, let's do it average. Okay, and in the line y-axis we can have closing price as well. Let's do it average. Okay, so you can see price versus trading volume. So in the x-axis we had put a year, in the y-axis volume, column y-axis, and in the line y-axis close. So okay, so let's have our another visualization, which is going to be card, and in the field we can have close. Okay, so let's put it average. Okay, so it shows average closing price, and let's have another card. We can have volume, and we can have some of it like total trading volume, which is around 196 billion. And let's have another card, which is let's have closing price. Yeah, and let's have it maximum, like the maximum highest closing price. Okay, let's rename it highest closing price. Perfect. So we're done with the cards and visualizations. So let's just rearrange it so that our dashboard completely fits. Okay, let's Okay, let's have it over here. Let's close it over here. Let's put it over here. Okay, so now we all done, I guess, right? Okay, so no. Okay, so let's add a shape over here. Perfect. Okay, now let's no. So let's have it lighter version of blue. Similarly, and let's change the canvas to grayish, lighter gray. Okay, and let's change the color. Increase the transparency. Visual border on, making it white, making it 20, making it 5 px. Shadow yellowish, or let's make it black. You can use any color you want. Okay, so over here, uh, let's make it white. Yeah, in x-axis, let's switch off value, switch off title. In the y-axis, switch off value, switch off title, and okay, yeah, okay. The title, reading volume, making it Arial black, keeping it white, keeping in center. Similarly over here, making it white, making it Arial black, keeping it in center, changing effects to light blue. Okay, or we can have this color. I think it looks better. Okay, so over here we can have price, volatility. Okay, keeping it in center. Uh, Legend. Let's have legend, but not values. Okay, and in the y-axis. Okay, similarly we can have this color over here. Okay. And in the title, for nice friend. Okay. Making it white, keeping it in center. Visual border on, shadow on, making it white, keeping shadow yellowish. Okay. Going to visual, going to y-axis, switching off title, going to x-axis, switching off. Okay. Okay, and going to visual, going to lines, going to color. Okay. That's all. Okay, I guess. Average of high, white, average of low. Okay. Similarly over here in the last one, visual border on, background color bluish, making it white, making it blue. Okay. Price versus trading volume, making it white, making it Arial black, keeping it aligned. Okay. Making it 20x, keeping it 5px. Okay. So making the color white and in the columns keeping it white as well. Or let's keep it light gray. Mm. And switching of title. Okay. Off it. Now it looks cool, I guess. Right. Similarly, let's visualize this. So this is maximum closing, right? Highest closing price. Switching on title. Okay. Uh, Arial black. Let's have it short. Okay. Making it bluish. Visual border on. Okay. Okay. Let's have it. Oh, perfect. Now let's decrease it a bit so that it fits in, making it Arial black, keeping it white. Okay. Keeping it general. Okay. Let's have it. Uh, let's have it white only. Hmm. Similarly, let's remove it so it becomes easy for us. Let's just copy it, the design. Okay. So here we can have volume, sum, and the title, total trading volume. Okay. And here we can remove it and add highest closing price. Put it close and save maximum and change the title to, it's already there. Okay. Highest closing price, sorry, average. Let's, no, no, no. This one is average. Okay. So we put it average because highest we have already done. Okay, so it's average closing price. Okay, now let's have a slicer. Okay, and in the slicer you can have date range. So in the field I can add date. Okay, and let's change the aesthetic appeal of this as well. Okay, okay, let's make it white. Okay, hmm. Okay, okay. So now, okay, so this was the aesthetic part of the slicer. Now let's copy it. Let's add another slicer. Let's add date by hierarchy. Let's convert it into drop down. Now it looks kind of sleeky. Make it white. Okay, so this was for the most part our dashboard. Now let's add a few PNGs to give a final appeal to it. Okay, so as you can see, I've given the final touch up to this dashboard by adding a few PNGs over here. Okay, so you can add any PNG you want as per your liking. Okay, so this was it in this tutorial. See you next time. Thank you.